Okay, so I have the digital recording going and the WebEx is starting to record, so whenever you're ready.
The sound is not too good, Rhonda.
Can you hear me, Tom?
Yeah, say something.
Tom, good morning. Can you hear me?
That's a little bit better.
Okay.
I know it's not on my end because this is my third one today, so. Got one more to go after this.
We're good to go? Okay, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us at this regular meeting of the Local Agency Formation Commission, or LAFCO. Special notice regarding the public participation due to COVID-19, given the current shelter-in-place order covering the state of California and social distance guidelines issued by the federal, state, and local authorities. There will be limited seating in the Madera chambers. The LAFCO meeting will be accessible via live streaming online to all members of the public at maderacountyca.igm2.com/citizens/default.aspx. That's a mouthful. Hopefully that's written down somewhere where you didn't take my word for it. You can also email comments to david.braun@maderacounty.com, and written comments will be accepted up until the conclusion of the public hearing. Today is Wednesday, August 26th. The time is 11 a.m. And if I could have a roll call, please.
I don't have anything. I don't have an agenda or anything. You have to do roll call.
Here.
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 You have to speak.
I can't hear nobody. I'm here.
Tom, you're here. Is your mic?
Yeah.
Maybe Dave, your mic might be.
Or give it in. There you go.
So we'll let the record show that Commissioner Wheeler is here and Commissioner Ahmed.
I don't see him. Excuse me, I don't see him. Commissioner Ahmed, are you on WebEx? You're not showing up.
Okay, well, if he chimes in, we'll recognize him. But we do have a quorum, so if you are able to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please do so with me. Thank you, everybody. Moving on to item 3 of the agenda, public comment. Any person wishing to address the commission on a subject within the jurisdiction of Madera LAFCO, but not appearing on the agenda, may do so by email, once again, at david.braun@maderacounty.com. I'll now ask, have we received any email public comment correspondence? And is there anybody here in the chambers wishing to speak under this definition of public comment? See none, I'll close public comment, move into our consent agenda. All consent items are considered routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no individual discussion of these items unless requested or pulled by a member of the commission or the public. Any item pulled from the consent agenda for discussion will be set aside until approval of the consent agenda. Prior to taking any action on the public, will be given the opportunity to comment at that time. We have one item on consent, which is the minutes of the June 11 meeting. So I'll ask my colleagues if they wish to further discuss that item. If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Wheeler and seconded by Commissioner Rodriguez to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I will take that as a 4-0 with one absent approval, absent being Commissioner Ahmed. Moving on to the one and only public hearing item, we have item number 5. This is the Clayton Water District Annexation 2018-001, requesting an extension of time. Mr. Braun.
On August 28 of 2019, the commission approved the Clayton Water District annexation. You may remember it. It was a pretty good size, about 9,500 acres. It covered, went into 2 counties, went into Merced County. And there's one condition that hasn't been met yet that's stopping the recording of the annexation, and that is there was a requirement that the Clayton Water District enter into a non-tax sharing agreement with Merced County. I can say that in early this year, I talked to the CAO at Merced County. This was back in January or early February. It was before COVID. And he mentioned that they were still working out some issues with Clayton, and at that point, they weren't ready to put it on the agenda. Subsequent to that time, the Clayton Water District met with Merced LAFCO to go over what they were doing and find out, if there was any issues. Merced LAFCO assured them that there were not any issues, and that it's probably, at that time, COVID was an issue, and so they felt it was probably just delayed because of COVID. And so over the next few months, it didn't get scheduled. And so I talked to the Merced CAO's office again at the beginning of August, and they assured me that there's no issues and that the reason it didn't get put on the agenda was simply they had a big backlog because of COVID. And they assured me that it will be put on the board's agenda in September. So I guess the bottom line is I think the applicant, the Clayton Water District, has made a real attempt to meet this condition, but COVID and dealing with two counties has sort of slowed it up. So this request would give them 6 months more time to be able to get the tax sharing agreement approved and then record the annexation.
Good. Let's hope so. Thanks, Dave, for that report. Any questions from the commission? Mr. Braun's report. Look like it. I see Ms. Berry is here with Clayton. If there's no further comment, and hopefully that Merced can get this on the agenda very, very soon. I know it's a 6-month extension just to play it safe, but I think in the report it's over the next 30 to 60 days if they should.
Yes, really in the next roughly 30 days.
Okay. Fantastic.
If they do what yeah.
And have we received any public comment via email regarding this particular item?
No.
Anyone in the audience wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for direction.
I'll make that motion to approve the extension of time, because I think it's warranted. Considered all circumstances, I think we should.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Rodriguez and seconded by Commissioner Wheeler to approve the extension of time. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Don't believe Commissioner Ahmed has joined us, so it's been approved 4-0 with Commissioner Ahmed being absent. Thank you very much for that. Thanks, Dave. Moving on to discussion items, Commissioner reports.
You said Ahmed wouldn't join now?
He has not joined us yet.
Oh, he has? Oh,
No.
okay. Because
No.
you said 4-0, and I think, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, thank you for that, Tom. But no, he has not joined us as of yet. So
Okay.
Commissioner reports. Tom, do you have anything to report?
No, it's just been, I think I'm more busy with these meetings like this than I am just regular. I tell you, this thing, I have 4 meetings today. I started about 7:30 with the chambers, and then we had a RCD, NRCS, big over 40 people meeting just now this, and then I got Rotary at noon. So thank you, Dave, for keeping this going and keeping us going. So,
Well, that's why you get paid the big bucks, Commissioner.
yeah.
Ms. Young, thank you for being with us. Anything to report?
Nothing to report.
Thank you, Commissioner Rodriguez.
Nothing to report.
Thank you, and nor do I have anything to report. Executive Officer report. Mr. Braun.
Commissioners, I have a couple of sort of, I guess, meeting issues. The first thing is, I know before COVID, we had talked about what time we were going to have our meeting. We had talked about maybe moving it up to 4 o'clock, and then I think the consensus was to go back to 6 o'clock in the evening. And I have scheduled, I think we've had 3 of these meetings at 11 o'clock since COVID. The meetings, they haven't had a lot of issues on them that maybe affect the public. And with COVID, of course, meeting virtually like this, people can access the meetings without actually coming. And so I guess the question I have for the commission is, until we go back to our normal meeting room, normal situation, do we want to continue to meet? Is this 11 o'clock good, or do we want to go back to a 6 o'clock meeting?
11's
I
good.
have no problem with, most of the time, 11 o'clock, but I just got to play it by ear, but there's no use doing it in the evening when we can do it in the daytime like this if it's possible. If somebody's working and can't make it, like a mid, maybe we ought to look at a different time, but it's pretty open when it's like this, and it's really funny how many more people participate with these meetings like this. Our RWMG meetings usually have maybe 10 or 12 people. We're averaging 20 and 30 now, so it's just amazing. So
Yeah, meeting virtually makes things a whole lot easier for people to participate. So during the pandemic, I'm certainly okay with 11 a.m. My only concern for moving it earlier when things do get back to normal is allowing people after work to be able to join.
right,
And
that's
so,
important.
especially for a lot of the people in the rural communities and the farmers and the things that we discuss with MSRs and of course like Clayton, 11 a.m. would be very difficult. So for now, during the pandemic, I'm okay with 11, but once we get back to these chambers being attended a little more, then I think we should then consider 6 p.m.
Well, maybe we can adjust the time depending on what's on the agenda. If it's going to be more involved with the agenda item. We can adjust.
Yes, if there were to be an item, that would have a lot of public input, Parksdale or something like that, yeah, we could move the time for that. But, most of these meetings, there aren't a lot of public involved, and with the virtual meeting setting, they don't have to even come down here. They
Right.
can access
Right.
it from their home or their workplace, wherever.
So it sounds like for the next 3 to 4 months anyway, or maybe till the end of the year, that the 11 a.m. time seems to work.
Okay, and then
Right.
we'll just stick with the fourth Wednesday, the same
Yeah.
day, yes.
Yeah, great.
Also, can we do, are we scheduled to do any MSRs? I know that I see preliminary North Fork, Bass Lake and review. Are we going to be going to Bass Lake and North Fork for those meetings?
Well, yes, as you probably remember, we had scheduled a meeting to discuss the Bass Lake North Fork MSR, and we had set up a meeting up at Bass Lake where they could remotely watch the meeting, but then there was that second wave of COVID that shut that down. So the commission's position was at that time not to have the meeting and just basically wait until the restrictions are lifted and we can have a meeting up there at Bass Lake.
Great.
And that leads me to another issue. The Cascadale Woods County Service Area 21, there was an application filed by the county to pursue moving them to being an independent district rather than a county-run district. And we're moving forward on that, but we're again at this issue. Do we want to try to have meetings with Cascadale Wood residents under COVID where it's going to be done virtually, or do we want to wait until we can actually have a meeting with them, in one room?
Tom,
I think-
so involved with an issue. What do you think, Tom?
I think that they really want to get something moving. I think that most of them are pretty active and pretty savvy on meetings like this. But I would use Zoom. I wouldn't use this WebEx because I don't like WebEx personally. It's so much better for people to speaking and talking and seeing everything on Zoom. If we could do that, I think that we could move forward with it and have a public hearing. And if it don't work, we don't have enough participants. We know about how many people's up there, then we can take it from there, whether we want to move forward with it or not.
Well, Cascadel, not very many.
I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's a good call, Tom. Usually the initial meeting is more of an educational piece anyway.
I was just going to bring that up because this is a
Yep.
significant move to go from being a dependent district to
Yeah.
being an independent district. And so the first meeting probably would just be a workshop.
Right.
And I guess what we
Right.
could do is schedule that virtually. And then if, hardly anybody was able to get in, then that would tell us maybe we need to wait. But if
Right.
there's a lot of participation, then we can, we could move forward.
I agree. That's a good call.
Will their
Okay.
application expire if we?
No, there isn't, it isn't like this application where it's already been approved. The
Right.
Cascadel Woods hasn't even been started yet, so it doesn't have a deadline to get anything approved.
Sounds like Tom has another meeting to go to.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Got lunch.
Phone call from
Anything else,
Matt.
Dave?
And I just wanted to mention, it's probably no surprise, but the Cal LAFCO workshop has been canceled this year, so
Right.
probably like all of them.
Yep.
So, okay, that's all I have.
Thank
Okay.
you very much. And I was just made aware that our clerk will not be with us at the next regularly scheduled meeting. And we'll be
He's retiring as of September 11th.
We'll be retiring very, very soon. So my heartfelt thanks and appreciation for everything that you've done for not just for LAFCO, but for the county. On behalf of the city, thank you very much for your service, and really going to miss working with you.
Well, thank you so much. It's always a privilege to be able to help out, and you learn quite a bit when you're clerking all the various meetings. So I appreciate the opportunity, and
Great,
thank you
Nanda.
so much.
Welcome. No, thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. So with that, we will adjourn to our next regular scheduled meeting, which will be September 23rd. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. In Zoom, and then they have